My name is Jack. Here's 5 signs you might be dealing with a narcissist. The first one is they have difficulty dealing with criticism. Now, you might be thinking, but they've got such a grandiose sense of self-importance and self-esteem, so why would they have difficulty dealing with criticism? The reason is because all of that puffer chesting and that kind of like persona of like, I'm great, this, that, and the other, is to make up for the fact that they feel deeply damaged and they feel really insecure deep down. And they might not even be aware of this feeling inside of them, but this is why they have difficulty dealing with criticism, because if you say, hey, you've done this thing, and even if it was something that they did 5 minutes ago, they could still say, I never did that thing. And it's because they take any criticism to be a personal attack. Even if you're not necessarily saying that, you're just saying that there's one behavior they've done really upset you, and that is the first sign. The second sign is they have a sense of entitlement, okay? So they are going to think that everything should be done for them, and they're going to think that you should bend over backwards. They're not going to regard your feelings in a situation. So if you're dating a narcissist or you're dealing with a narcissist in your day-to-day life, please drop a comment, let me know, because I may be able to help you. You can work with me, the link's in the description if you would like to do that. I know exactly what this feels like, and it is horrible to be on the receiving end of, but there is a way through it. I just want to give you a bit of hope there. The third one is manipulative behavior, okay? So ultimately, the narcissist doesn't necessarily see you as a kind of separate person in your own right with thoughts, feelings, and emotions that you're entitled to. They see, what can you do for me? Will gaslight a lot, okay? So that's a sign that you might be dealing with a narcissist. Now, if you don't know what gaslighting is, I'm going to link a video to the description, a link to the video up here all about gaslighting, because it's really important that you learn a little bit more about it, just so you know what you're dealing with. But essentially, it is where people tell you that none of your thoughts, feelings, emotions, or perceptions are on the money, even if they are yours, okay? Even if it's how you're experiencing life, they seem to be able to have this magic eraser pen that can just rewrite history. They can rewrite your emotions, or if they can't do that, they'll just tell you that your emotions are a load of rubbish. There's something wrong with you, essentially, for feeling the way you feel. Even though, as I keep saying, and it's really important that we hear this, none of your emotions are wrong. The conclusions you've drawn, the thoughts you've had, that you might not be on the money with the narratives you're creating, but it doesn't mean that your emotions are wrong, because emotions can't be wrong. Okay? Now, I do want to say just at this point, if it's very popular these days to just label everyone as a narcissist, and that's not necessarily, well, it's not true. I was going to say necessarily true. It's not true. And, like I said, we all have traits of narcissism. A lot of people don't have a lot of emotional intelligence, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they are full-blown narcissist, okay? But if you are dealing with someone high on the spectrum with narcissistic personality disorder, then you will see a lot of these behaviors, unfortunately. And if you are in this dynamic, I just want to tell you now to give up hope, because unfortunately, these people don't tend to change, okay? They don't change. And I really need you to listen to what I'm saying when I'm saying that, because the fact of the matter is, you might be hoping that they are going to kind of have some empathy, they're going to wake up to things. And you might be thinking, oh, well, actually, they're not always like this, that, sometimes they're nice. Now, if you are watching this, I want you to watch this video that I'm going to link up here. It's all about intermittent reinforcement, which is basically where they do something horrible, something horrible, something nice, something horrible, something horrible, something horrible, something nice, and it confuses the brain, okay? But I'm going to go more into depth with it in that video. It's really going to help you, actually, if you don't really know what that is, if you've never heard of intermittent reinforcement. And it's really going to get you to understand why it's so addictive to be with somebody like this if your self-esteem's not in a great place, which I bet if you're with someone like this, it's probably not, because if you've got a parent like this, if you've got a partner like this, it can be really difficult to navigate, because essentially they don't see you as a person. They don't see you as someone that is worth their time, because they are kind of placing you here and you here. And eventually, if you kind of buy into that relationship dynamic, you're going to start to think that that's true as well, okay? So this is why it's really important to be aware of these patterns and to be able to handle narcissists, okay? The last one that I've got, number 5, is they've got to focus on self-image and status, okay? So they might treat you really poorly, and you might be someone that they are very close to. You might be their partner, they might be their son or daughter, whoever it is. And you might have noticed that sometimes they care more about what strangers think of them than what you think of them, which is absolutely crazy. It doesn't make any sense at all. But actually, in their mind, they do this because they really are overly concerned with their self-image and kind of what their persona is, what they're portrayed to be on the outside. So time and time again, I've seen this where friends of mine have had narcissistic partners where they've been really worried about what their friends think of them, even and upset if their friends do, like let's say the person who's being treated badly's friends think of the narcissist, and the narcissist is overly concerned about that and not concerned about what the partner is feeling. Now that is obviously totally messed up. It's totally the wrong way that it should be, and it isn't a healthy relationship. Now, if you're on this dynamic, I just want to say that it can be really painful I've been there. It's really horrible, and I want you to know, like I said before, that there is hope for you. Okay, there genuinely is hope. You can overcome this. But what's gonna really help you is to start to realize that these people aren't gonna change, which can be really painful in and of itself. Number one. Number two, that you are probably kind of in this dynamic. Not always, but sometimes because of kind of developmental or childhood trauma. Okay, so this is really important to become aware of. And if you are in this dynamic, I would encourage you to speak to a therapist or a coach. I myself coach about this, so I would like you to work with me if you feel like it would be a good fit. And if you'd like to have a chat, as I say, the link's in the description below, and you can do that. Um, Regardless, thanks so much for watching. I just want to say I really appreciate everyone that is watching this channel. I really get a lot from you guys. The fact that you watch the videos, when you leave comments, it really makes me feel great, because actually I really want to build a community, like a solid community in this channel. And yeah, so if you could leave a comment, if you like the video, if you've liked the video, that would be fantastic. And I just want to thank you for watching it. And if you've enjoyed this video, you might enjoy this one here.